What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Touchdown Kingdom. We're super excited to bring you yet another weekly predictions video here on the channel, this time for week 14. Let's get right into it. Our first matchup is on Thursday night between the Patriots and the Steelers. The Steelers are home favorites, and for good reason. The Patriots are the worst they've been in decades. They simply can't get out of their own way and are still sitting at just 2 wins on the season. They have huge issues at quarterback and are in a prime spot to draft one of the top guys coming out of college. I don't believe in tanking, but the Patriots truly do look like they're trying to lose. I like the Steelers to get the W, 23-13.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.
Up next, we have the Rams at the Ravens. The Rams are coming off of a huge win over the Browns, while the Ravens had their bye week. This was a huge win for the Rams, who are now back to 500 on the year. But they're still outmatched by Baltimore, especially on the road. I like Lamar Jackson to have a big game after the bye week. Give me a Ravens win, 27-21. Up next, we have the Lions at the Bears. The Lions managed to squeeze out another win last week, this time over the Saints, and their season continues to roll along. They're only a 3-point favorite over the Bears on the road, as division games tend to be more closely fought, but I'd be very surprised if the Lions drop this game, as the Vikings and Packers are also threats within the NFC North. The Lions need to take care of business, and I believe they will. Lions win 28-13. Moving on to the Panthers and the Saints. The Saints' up-and-down season continued last week as they fought hard but ultimately lost to Detroit. Their defense was unable to stop the Lions from putting up points all day long, and it wasn't enough to get the job done. This week should be a different story, as the Panthers are still lost with only 1 win on the year. I'd be shocked if the Saints found a way to lose this one. Give me a Saints win, 25-14. Next, we have the Colts and the Bengals. Both teams squeaked out some nice wins this past week. Bengals backup quarterback Jake Browning had an amazing performance and ultimately drove his team down the field and put them in position to make the game-winning kick in overtime. Browning has proved that he could be a solid backup option for the Bengals, but the Colts do provide a fair matchup. I think this one could go either way, but I'll ultimately give it to the Bengals at home. Bengals win in a tight one, 23-21. Moving on to the Buccaneers at the Falcons. Through a shaky overall performance, the Falcons managed to put together a win last week over the Jets. The Bucs are no great team, but the Falcons will have to play better offensively if they want another win this week. The Bucs have some momentum coming off of a win over Carolina, and I like them to get another win this week against the Falcons, who have issues at quarterback. Bucs win 21-17. Alright guys, just wanted to remind you real quick to please like the video if you're enjoying. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all of our new content. And as always, most importantly, don't forget to leave your predictions in the comments below. Now let's get right back into the video. Our next game is the Texans at the Jets. The Jets' offense have hit new lows. Backup quarterback Tim Boyle played so badly that he was benched for Trevor Siemian, who managed to fumble 3 times in 1 quarter. The Jets have become an absolute disaster, and I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't win another game for the rest of the season. Their defense continues to play well, but there's almost a 0% chance that the Jet offense will even come close to competing with that of CJ Stroud and the Texans. Houston gets the W, 24-7. Moving on to the Seahawks at the 49ers. Last week, the Seahawks offense put up a great performance in a shootout against the Cowboys, but they still came up short. They have another tough game on the slate this week against the 49ers, who just handed the Eagles their second loss of the season. I think Seattle might keep it close and cover the spread, but I like San Francisco to get the win. Niners win 28-20. Up next, we have the Jaguars at the Browns. The Browns were badly beaten by the Rams last week, but they have a good opportunity to capitalize back home against the Jaguars, who might be without their star quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence suffered a high ankle sprain during last week's matchup with the Bengals, and his status going into this week is still up in the air at this time. I like the Browns to win at home in a close game, 21-20. Up next, we have the Vikings at the Raiders. Both teams are coming off a bye week heading into this Week 14 matchup. The Vikings defense has been playing well through the last few games, but quarterback Josh Dobbs is coming off of a terrible 4-interception performance against the Bears. While it's highly unlikely he'll have a repeat performance quite as bad as last week's, I like the Raiders defense to step up and make big plays at home. Give me a Raiders win, 20-17. Moving on to the Broncos at the Chargers. The Broncos' winning streak came to an end at the hands of the Texans, but I still like the way they stack up against the Chargers. Although the Chargers are coming off a win over New England, they only managed to put up 6 points and will have to do far better against the Broncos defense to come out with a W this time around. I'll take the Broncos on the road. I like Russell Wilson to have a nice bounce-back game and put up some solid numbers against a weak Chargers secondary. Broncos win 24-23. Next up are the Bills at the Chiefs. Both teams have had surprisingly up and down seasons. The Chiefs most recently lost to the Packers on primetime, while the Bills had their bye week. The Bills' season is in jeopardy, sitting at 6-6 in a difficult AFC. They do need this game more than the Chiefs, who still have a 2-game lead in their own division. Josh Allen has been bested by Patrick Mahomes for most of his career, but I do like the Bills to get the win this time around. The Chiefs have been too inconsistent for my liking. Bills win 27-24. Moving on to the Philadelphia Eagles at the Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles lost their second game of the year this past week, while the Cowboys hung on to beat Seattle in a shootout. Dallas has been rolling, but even at home, this will be their toughest test in weeks. The Eagles are angry, and if Dallas was to win, they'd both be tied at 10-3 on the year. I like the Eagles to take care of business on the road. They already beat Dallas once earlier this year, and I think they'll make it a clean sweep. Eagles win 27-23. Next, we have the Titans at the Dolphins. The Dolphins continue to roll along and are currently the first-ranked team in the AFC. Tyreek Hill is a serious candidate in this year's MVP conversation, as he's on pace to hit 2,000 yards even before the 17th game of the year. Truly incredible. The Titans are unfortunately no match for Miami, especially on the road. I like the Dolphins to stack another win, 31-17. And finally, our last matchup of Week 14, the Packers at the Giants. The Giants are feeling much better about their season after a nice win 2 weeks ago and enjoying their bye week last week. But the Packers are a level above. Green Bay is coming off of an awesome victory over the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. Jordan Love played well, and the Packers currently hold the 7th playoff spot in the NFC. It'll be a big test for Jordan Love playing in New York on Monday night, but the Packers should definitely win this game. They're simply the better team. Green Bay gets the win, 24-16. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for another predictions video here on Touchdown Kingdom. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please like the video if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all of our content. And as always, most importantly, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your predictions in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.